In history, he won the Olympiad gold medal with his country of Uzbekistan. So he is a legend despite his young age. He won the Chess Masters as part of the Champions Chess Tour a year ago, made it all the way to the semifinals in the CCT final. So he is a star, and he's only getting started.
Just looking at this position, one would think that it came out of a Ruy Lopez, but no, let's rewind for a second, Robert. It was an Italian, bishop c4. Okay, b3, bishop b7, castles, normal, bishop b3. Okay, a5. Wow, black strikes first. c4. Ooh, show this to Capablanca. Or Ruy Lopez could have been like, I don't want to play whatever game this has become. d6, bishop b3, knight d7, and the bishop slides up to a4.
This is a very unusual setup in this game, and White went c4 to clamp down on the center, but anytime you have this sort of bind with a pawn c4 and e4, you need to look at the square in between, in this case the d4 square, because if we can envision a future, maybe Dunny, you can do me a favor, and we can just trade off pieces. We'll make some bad moves along the way, but trade off everything except for the black knight and the light squared bishop. Is there a way we can sort of force that to happen? Maybe make a bad move like bishop g5 or something. Yeah, just force them all off the board. Just keep
force them all off the board. Okay. Yes, sir. Okay, so we want this gun. We just want these two pieces on the board.
Yes, exactly.
Let me do this very, very quickly. I'm having fun of this sparring.
Yeah, I'm glad. Here we go.
Team Alekhine Capablanca, the move knight d4 was played in this position.
But this is the essential root of what I'm getting at. Thank you for playing along with me there. But it is important. If you look at the smaller board inset on the right, you see with all these minor pieces on the board, black doesn't gain access to the square. But because white has committed to this pawn structure with c4 and e4, yes, that does stop black from pushing the pawn to d5 and gaining space. But in the long run, if you trade off the wrong set of pieces from the white side, that a black knight can sink its teeth into the d4 square and no white pieces can kick it out. In fact, in that position that we jokingly went to, black had a nearly winning advantage despite the fact that material was completely even at the end. So watch out. Whenever you push your pawns, they don't move back. It means you can't control certain squares, and that is why Nodirbek has a bishop on e3, a knight on f3. He's making sure he keeps control of this d4 square.
Indeed, and if white wants to eradicate this weakness, then white should try to push d4 himself, and that is why Wenjun is probably thinking about ways to increase her control over the d4 square. He would really love to make this move knight d7 to c5, but unfortunately it doesn't work concretely, because white's actually going to take both the knights on c5 and on c6, leading to triple pawns. We've had some really unusual pawn structures thus far this round, and to make matters worse, the e5 pawn falls at the end of the round. So I think the most sort of straightforward, the stock move, if you will, is bishop to f6, just trying to discourage white. oh, wait a second, did we blunder a pin with bishop c7? Absolutely not. You could take the rook with check. You could also go bishop c6, and checkmate is imminent. This game will go on another move or two. What a win by Nodirbek.
This is an exceptional display of tactical prowess from Nodirbek as he's taking down Wenjun. I think that was Marc-Andrea Marizzi we had in the background who leads the challenger section. He may be looking at some future competition if he can continue his torrid start, just ripping through the challenger section. But right now, it is Nodirbek Abdusattorov. Bishop takes d5. It's actually a very simple move for him. He is winning this game in a couple turns.
Yeah, and there's so many nice lines like bishop takes d5. If the queen drops back to e7, you could give this nice little check on c6 with the queen. And there's pins everywhere by White's two bishops. You are not just, again, you're not just going for an extra pawn in some endgame. You are just knocking this game out right away. There it is. Bishop takes d5. So methodical, so composed, and so precise is Nodirbek Abdusattorov. The resignation is coming either on this move or on the next. It's over. Trifecta. The hat trick by Nodirbek.
And he is going to be rooting for Alireza Firouzja to stop Gukesh because he entered the round, Nodirbek, with a tie of first along with Gukesh. So he does not want to see Gukesh keeping pace with him. But for Wenjun, unfortunately for her, this game, there's not much left to be said. Her king has been hunted and it is not escaping. A win for Abdusattorov catapults him to 7.5 out of 11. Amazing result.
Absolutely incredible. I mean, this game should be studied by anyone who wants to develop a finer appreciation of modern attacking skills and what they require. And they don't just require the ability to spot, as I said, the flashy sacrifices. There were plenty of those all across this round, but also the right time to play a quiet move like h3. Nodirbek, so well-rounded. He's incredible. This one is going to end, but we have developments on some of the other boards. Vidit, by the way, he found the sequence that you had outlined, so he has a stable advantage now against Parham